And welcome back to Court TV. Now let's head to our next big trial here at Court TV. We are calling it the Pregnant Mistress Murder Trial. Opening statements are expected to begin on Monday. Defendant Jose Antonio Soto-Escalera is accused of murdering his mistress, 23-year-old Tania Wise, as well as their unborn child. Soto-Escalera was married to someone else at the time of the murder, and he does face the death penalty in this case. Court TV's Michael Ayala has more on the background.
August 23, 2018, a motorist driving down a rural road in St. Lucie County, Florida, makes a horrifying discovery. The body of 23-year-old Tania Wise lying in a ditch. She was found face down in the weeds with one of her hands still clenched tight. She was also 8.5 months pregnant.
To lose a child, it's just, there's no words for it. And then to lose my grandson too. There's no words for it.
Tania Wise was just weeks away from giving birth and was already scheduled for a cesarean section. A month after her body was found, police arrested 41-year-old Jose Soto-Escalera.
Today, the final piece of this very complex puzzle has been put in place.
According to court documents, Soto told police that he was married and had 4 children. He also admitted to knowing Tania Wise, but said there was no chance that he was the father of her unborn baby. However, police were able to make a DNA match and determine that Jose Soto-Escalera was the father of the baby. Investigators say that Soto gave Wise $500 to have an abortion. Well, not only did she not have the abortion, she was threatening to tell his wife about the pregnancy. Jose Soto-Escalera is now charged with the first-degree murder of Tania Wise and her unborn son, Josiah. If he is convicted, he could be sentenced to death.
So what will tip the scales of justice in this case? Let's go ahead and bring in family law attorney Jennifer Brandt, and joining us this morning, parenting and family relationship expert, Dr. Sue Kornbluth. Dr. Sue, thanks so much for being with us this morning and joining Jennifer on the panel. Why don't we talk about this case? This is another situation where we're seeing some alleged infidelity, and it leads to possibly a murder. I covered a case like this in Texas. He was a Border Patrol agent, and he was found guilty. So we see this a lot. What do you think?
Good morning, ladies. Yeah, I think we see this a lot because in this world today, people like this want everything, and they don't want to be found out that they have committed infidelity and give up the life that they've had with their wife and possibly the children that they've have already. So they figure in their crazy mind that the only thing that they can do is discard what is causing them problems. Now, we don't know yet what the facts are of this case completely, but we're living in a world today, Kelly, that's very different than was many years ago. And when people don't want to deal with things, a lot of times in these high conflict relationships, they discard them thinking they can get away with everything and go on and live their life. But unfortunately, most times they do get caught.
Yeah, absolutely. Jennifer, let's bring you in on this. So there's this claim that he gave her some money to have an abortion, and she kept the money instead, didn't have the abortion. I mean, Michael Ayala tracked that package for us here, and he says, according to the reports, he was saying, there's no way I could be the father. So you're thinking, okay, maybe he never had any interactions with the woman, but then clearly the DNA match says that he did. So I don't know. What's your take on this one?
Well, I think it's a sense of panic, and we've seen this in many, many cases where it leads to murder. He had 4 children and a wife, and he really did not want his wife to know what he was doing on the side. And having another child in the world would mean potentially more financial obligations for him, his wife finding out. He's probably thinking of the cost of all of this, but what he's not thinking about is that where he is now. I mean, sitting at trial, potentially facing death row for an act that was so senseless to kill this woman. I mean, so I do think it's a sense of panic we see in these cases. They don't want their spouse to find out, but it's a real misguided thought, when they think that killing someone is better than potentially facing divorce and the financial obligations that go along with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always crazy.
I mean, we just see these cases again and again. It is crazy.
Yeah. Dr. Sue, so let's talk about it when, in the court system, how do jurors look at situations where there's infidelity?
So I think jurors look at it as, if there is infidelity, that there is a possibility that because of that, it could lead to murder. So because of that, I think they're going to have a good idea here in their minds that what possibly took place here. They're not going to be fond of somebody that has committed infidelity. I mean, most people are not. So I think that has a very big influence on the way that they're going to go here. She's also a very pretty young woman. And I think the key factor here is, when we're talking about this, is that he denied that he was having sexual relationships with her, but obviously he wasn't, because his DNA matched the baby's. So right then and there, I think the jury is going to see right through this mess, Kelly.
Yeah, obviously he was having interactions with her. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Men sometimes. But Jennifer, let's talk about a possible defense. Her body was found in a ditch. We don't have a lot of time yet, but what could be a possible defense? I mean, this isn't the right guy.
Yeah, someone else did it. Someone else was, had a grudge against her, or But I mean, the lies and the Google searches. I mean, there's a lot of evidence against him. So I don't know. Maybe he could say that he panicked and got into an argument with her and try to reduce the charges. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see exactly what happens here. It's going to be an interesting one to watch, ladies. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.